Good afternoon, everyone. I am Alex Johnson. I am president of the Plano West Rotary Club, and welcome. And to kick off our meeting, I am going to turn this over to our illustrious acting Sergeant of Arms, Randall Livingston.
Thank you, Alex. I must say that it's great to be here and to be surrounded by all of this youth. That combined with that warm drink that Dolly is drinking over there, it's keeping me and giving me that warm feeling with that tea that she's drinking over there. I bet that's good. So I'm going to kick it off and just go around the circle and give you an opportunity to talk about some good things that are happening in your life. This is always one of my favorite parts of the meeting where we can share some of the positive things that we are experiencing right now in the midst of all of the other things that are going on in this world. So with that, I'm just going to kind of go around and call on you, and just if there's anything you'd like to share about, anything that's good and positive going on in your world, we'd like to hear that. So I'm going to start with Zane. Zane, would you like to share a brag with us today?
I don't know. I mean, I'm done with school, but I've got some more studying to do. So that's
studying over the break. That's not a good thing, Zane. Okay, how about Taha? Would you like to share something with us this morning?
I thought my finals went well, so I think that's a good thing.
Well, share that with my kids because they need that good, warm feeling of finals. Sam, how about you? Would you like to share something with us this afternoon?
Well, I did not do too well on my finals. Just there, but I finished the semester okay. I would like to brag that I made the 13.5-hour drive in one day on Sunday. So that was a lot of fun. We made it through the Oklahoma snowstorm in one piece. So that's my brag for the week.
Well, wonderful. How about our other Samuel? How about you? Would you like to share something with us?
Sure. I think my biggest win would be classes are over, so I can get back to reading. I'm currently reading War and Peace, so that's been fun.
Oh, wow.
Great. Wow. I love this, the energy, and then you're all still wanting to study over your break. I mean, I can't get over this. This is great. Really, come over and talk to my kids. I mean, this is a good thing. Carolyn, how about you? Would you like to share something with us today?
Yeah, sure. I got all A's on all my classes this semester, so I'm really happy about that.
Woohoo! That is wonderful. Jennifer, how about you?
Yeah, I finished classes also, and I just started my winter class, so I'm excited about that because it's just like a self-enrichment class. So yeah.
I love that you all are so excited about school. I mean, this just really makes me happy. Brandon, how about you? Would you like to share a brag with us today?
I'm done with school, but unlike everyone else, I am not studying. I am taking my break, and I'm going to enjoy it.
Okay, my kids would love to hang out with you. I think that's great. That's what we need. Dolly, how about you? Would you like to share a brag with us today?
Well, I just want to say that I'm thankful that I have a niece and his wife and their 2 kids came down with COVID. And they are completely over it, no residual effect from it. And I'm just really thankful for that. Really thankful.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is good to hear. Encouraging news.
Yes, yes, yes.
How about the Thorntons? Glenn, I guess we'll start with you since you're on my left here. Would you like to share a brag with us today?
I think we did this last week, but do it again. We're every Thursday and Friday this month, well, not 3 of the weeks of this month, we're babysitting our 3-month-old granddaughter on Thursdays and Fridays. So in a couple of days, we'll hit that again. So while that's exhausting, and it's been many years since I've had kids that young, but it's fun too. So 3-month-olds is a good age. So we're enjoying that. Okay,
well, great. Well, we'll be thinking about you guys. Not that I'm volunteering on that.
Yeah, there's a couple of duties there I can let you have, though.
Literally, duties.
Michelle, how about you?
That was going to be mine. It's just a wonderful opportunity. I will say we've gotten spoiled about being able to sleep in. So getting up at 6:15 in the morning on Thursdays and Fridays has been a little bit of a chore.
Or it may be earlier than 6:15 with a 3-month-old, but we'll hope for that 6:15.
Well, she sleeps through the night pretty well.
Oh, well, good. Good deal.
And I'm just happy to be here and to see so many familiar faces that I haven't seen in a while, that some young people and new people. And so it's great to see you guys. I hope you have a wonderful holiday.
It's great to see you as well. Catherine, do you have a brag you'd like to share with us today?
You know, what I can tell you is I am just glad that I'm here in this meeting with you, and I'm not scaring any of you by how I look. Because I wasn't feeling well, and I'm still not 100%. But I am grateful for the negative COVID test that I got on Friday.
Oh,
yes, because I was very concerned about missing our food drive-by this coming Saturday. So,
well, it's great to have you here. LaShawn, how are you today? Do you have a brag you'd like to share with us? Oh, you're on mute there. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
No, still on mute.
there we
go. There we go.
Sorry. I don't have a specific brag. Glad to be here. Glad to see you all. And so proud of the young people who are here. I mean, in addition to doing all that they do from an educational standpoint, they find the time, make the time, take the time to be here with us today. So that's huge. You know, we don't always get that news about our young people. And I think it's so important that we honor the totality of what they bring to the table and remember that we were once their ages, long
time ago.
Long time ago, you know, and it's all about the greater learning opportunities. So to all the really young people on today, just really salute you all and appreciate how you're making space in your otherwise very busy, formative lives. And glad to see you all.
Absolutely. I echo that. Mr. Frankenfield, do you have a brag you'd like to share with us today? I think you're on mute.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. I'd like to brag about the Plano Police Department and the ongoing professionalism of them, how they got through that apartment standoff the other day, and what they've done over these murders and finding the criminals is incredible and a professional and great way. And I'd like to brag about them simply because what's happening in the country here, they need a little bragging.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Absolutely. And that's a great looking Christmas tree you have there behind you.
No, thank you.
Mr. Fred, how are you? Would you like to brag on something today? Fred B, I guess I should say. I'll clarify that.
Yeah, I didn't want to cut Fred Thomas out. Of course, I got in late and I didn't hear what Dolly had to say, and I wish I had. But, you know, talking about the youth and everything, I want to brag on the teachers because they do an awesome job. You know, and the interesting thing about it is you'll forget names and you'll forget faces, but I don't care how old you are, you're going to always forget or remember a teacher that really made an impact on you. And so it's a tribute to Plano Senior High, the folks that we interview at Riley and everything, but what the teachers have really done for these young men and women. And Sam Watt, Rylarian, good to see you. And blessings to everybody. And I guess my biggest wish or prayer is that this coronavirus will be effective and we can start saving some lives and try to get back to some sense of normalcy. So anyway, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Same to you. Mr. Benton Hall, do you have a brag you'd like to share with us today?
Yeah, we loved being part of the food distribution on Saturday. I brought one of my students with me and he had a great time.
Well, great. That's always good to hear. Mr. Posey, how are you today? Would you like to share a brag with us? You're on mute there. Oh, I think we're missing you. You're still on mute. There we go.
Is that better?
Perfect. Yeah, that's
Okay.
better.
I'm at the office. Everybody's here. Everybody's safe. So we will continue on. Thank you for asking.
Okay, well, good to hear. Okay, Mr. Fred Thomas, I think you're the last on the list. Would you like to share a brag with us this afternoon?
Well, I just thank God for another day. Well, thank God for Saturday. We had a good turnout. We had giving out food boxes, but it was nice.
Okay.
That's my brag for and my brother Fred B.
Well, that's great. I think I got everyone. Did I miss anyone?
Steve Lawton just hopped in.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's Steve. Okay, Steve, just in time. You have a brag you'd like to share with us?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Despite we don't have any sun yet, but yeah.
Well,
It's a gorgeous day.
I mean, that's a bright spot.
Yeah.
Everybody here.
Yeah. Well, great. Well, I think that's everyone. Thanks so much, everyone, for sharing. And I guess I'll turn it back over to you, Alex.
Thank you. Well, my brag is that we have our program today was put together yesterday on the fly, and we were able to get these 7 college students that are gonna, share us their experiences. So I'm just bragging that they are so committed to Rotary in our club. So that makes me happy. Thank you, you guys, for showing up. What I'd like to do now is I'm going to turn this over to Sir Benton Hall, who is going to lead us in prayer.
Thanks for all you've done through our Rotary Club. We love the chance to serve and continue to open up avenues for us. And thanks for all your blessings this Christmas year, this Christmas season. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Benton. Now I'm going to turn this over to Dolly, who is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And you guys should all see the flag up there.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dolly. And thank you for everybody being here. What I want to do for our foundation moment, last week we were able to honor Glenn Thornton, who achieved Paul Harris +7, which is a huge deal for Rotary, and it's a huge commitment to the foundation. But I also want to just kind of go through and talk about the other Paul Harris fellow members that we have in our club. And if you guys don't remember, Paul Harris is the founder of Rotary, as a matter of fact. And Paul Harris Fellow is an honor in his name where when a member contributes over $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation. And we talk about everything the Rotary Foundation does across the world and locally. And we have a number of members that have achieved certain levels. So I just want to go ahead and call them off. A number of them are on the phone on this call as well. And this is alphabetical, so it's not order of importance, but Mr. Fred Biemendorfer, he's a Paul Harris +2. So yay, Fred. We have an honorary member, Doug Floyd, who is in our club over 20 years. He's a Paul Harris +1. That's awesome. Clarence Gilmore, who I don't think Clarence is on this call. Clarence not only is a Paul Harris +1, he's a 3rd generation Rotarian. He's a 3rd generation past president of a Rotary Club, and his grandfather met Paul Harris, which is pretty significant. I think that's pretty awesome. Mr. Benton Hall, he's a Paul Harris Fellow as well. Myself, I'm a Paul Harris +1. We have John Costas, our past president. He's a Paul Harris +1. Mr. Steve Lawton, he's a Paul Harris +1. Yay, Steve. Elisa Leach, I don't think, is Lisa on? She was on our board meeting. I guess she couldn't make this.
Yeah.
But Lisa's a Paul Harris +1. Tom Posey, our club founder, by the way, 2-time president. You can see him by the hat. He's a Paul Harris +1. Thank you, Tom. Dick Rentilla, we just honored him with an honorary membership. He's been in our club 20 years. He's a Paul Harris +3. Kent Stone, he usually comes in towards the end of our meeting because I think he has a business thing. Kent is our first Paul Harris +7, now joined by Glenn, which is a huge, huge significance. Ken has been, he's also since to the club, the Polio Plus status that we're at. He's also our first benefactor in the club. You know, Clint's kind of, Clint, not Glenn, Kent. Kent has led our club in Paul Harris Rotary Foundation dedication. So when he comes on, we're going to do a delayed, you know, yay Kent. And then, when he comes in, it says Robert Stone. That's his real name. So if it says Robert Stone, it's really Kent, just so you know. Glenn obviously is just a Chief Paul Harris 7. And then we have Michelle Fortin, Glenn's better half, by the way, Paul Harris +2. And then we have Mike Walker, who is a Paul Harris Fellow as well. And then Clarence is coming in now. So those are all our existing club members that are Paul Harris Fellow. Like I said, to achieve the Paul Harris status, you give in aggregate over $1,000. It's not like you write $1,000 up front. It adds up, and sometimes it takes a bunch of years. Sometimes people do it quickly. And that's what our Rotary Foundation points program allows you to get points towards your Paul Harris Fellow by doing club service, by volunteering, by being committee chair. So kind of let you tie that together. So it's not all write a check. It's also being involved in Rotary, which everybody on this phone call or on this Zoom is. So that's my Rotary moment for today. Kind of a follow-up of the honor we did for Glenn. By the way, if you guys didn't know, Glenn had no clue that was happening last week.
Yeah.
He didn't even know that I knew. I don't know. Did you even know, Glenn?
No.
Glenn and a few of us in the club, we contribute on a monthly basis to the Rotary Foundation, and it just adds up. And so he didn't even know. And so it was kind of funny when Bill Dindy was naming off our Paul Harris Fellows, he left off Glenn. And I saw Michelle and Glenn look at each other like, why was I left off? Then a couple minutes later, kaboom. So that was just very exciting for me as well. And I was glad we were able to honor Glenn, and I had to keep that secret for a number of weeks. And so I was happy to finally let him know how proud we are that he's in our club and all the things that he does for us.
Thank you.
What I want to do is kind of go into our club service, as you guys are familiar with. So I'm going to pop up this screen. Once again, you guys don't know, because you're going to get an email in a couple days from Glenn, that we have a new member application. Sam Lohani, or Sam Yam, I think where is it going to say? I think it says Sam Yam on his screen. I lost him. But Sam Yam's his formal name. He goes by Sam. Sam's also a Rylarian, a long-term interactor. Actually, I met him as a sophomore being involved in a district event. I always considered him Zane's right-hand man because there was a lot of things going on, and Sam was there getting it done. And as anybody knows, when you run major projects, we're talking 500 plus people, a lot going on. And so Sam was very involved, and he's also a Rylarian. So everybody, when you get his information from Glenn, make him welcome. He's here today. Where is he? Where are you?
Yeah, he's here.
There you are. He's up on top. Okay. He's a short-haired guy. He had shorter hair when I met him. So this is like, whoa, Sam's got some hair here. And then also Pat's President-elect's training seminar. Anybody's invited. It's $50 to register. We will reimburse you. It's in February. It's virtual. I will be there. It's mandatory for the president-elect, but we're allowing all of our members to go so you can learn more about Rotary. So I encourage you to do it. I think I have the hours. It's from 4 to 8, couple sessions. Yeah, as you know, with Zoom training, you pay attention when you can, but definitely do that. We have our apparel at that bit.ly at Rotary Apparel. We need 25 orders in order to make the big orders. So more people go ahead and order some Rotary logo stuff like what I'm wearing here. We have the technology tutorials from Zane. You could go to that link. Oh, that's a link to our website. Or if you go on our website under About Us, and basically Zane does a video to show you how to do things like get into myrotary.org, get into Club Runner, how to download the Club Runner app, how to log into Zoom. He's going to add them as he has time. If you have any suggestions, email Zane and maybe he will create more videos to help us do things. They're awesome videos. So thank you, Zane. Also, here's something I haven't mentioned. Our district governor-elect, he's going to be DG in 2 years. He has spearheaded a project which has a Dallas-Fort Worth job bank. And so there's 2 requests for our club. If you own a business and if you have job postings, post it up in there. I have that link there. You could also, when you go to the district website, you'll see it. If you're looking for a job, go on there and apply. This is a service just for Dallas area Rotarians. If you know somebody that has job postings, have them post it. Now, only Rotarians can apply for these jobs through this, but we want all employers to post their jobs. So definitely do that. That's a way for us to supporting fellow Rotarians in these trying times. Now I'm going to go through our projects that I think Michelle just said at our board meeting, as a club since July, we've done 37 service projects. Huge. In the month of November, we did 7, I think you said.
Yes.
So these are the ones we did lately. We just finished our pajamas for kids of veterans. We partnered with the American Legion. We as a club donated 65. Now you guys should know, 41 of those were actually purchased by the club by the proceeds from our Halloween fundraiser. So those that contributed, bought meals, did all of that, we raised funds that we always contribute, or we have lately contributed towards veterans. Well, this year, instead of just writing a check, we wanted to use our funds to be part of a project. And so we were able to buy 41 pajamas from the proceeds from our Halloween fundraiser. And then we had an additional 24 pajamas donated by members and people in the community. So yay. I mean, that's 65. And then we added that to what the American Legion Lodge. So a total of 519 pajamas were provided to the Office of Veteran Affairs. They have a social worker that works with the kids of veterans all over the area to provide them some warm pajamas. And some of these veterans families are homeless. They're maybe loss of jobs, just a lot of different situations. And so it's nice that we as a club supported the American Legion, which are supporting veterans and their families. So yay, club. Also, we just finished our Douglas Visions meal delivery, the last one for the year. So no, we are not having one in 2 weeks. So we just finished the last one this Saturday. We had 36 total volunteers. I actually thought we had more than that by what I've been told. I'm not sure how many from our club attended. I wasn't there. I was actually at Rotary Roundtable, but I know we had.
I saw, I think it was 9 or 10 from our club.
Yay. I don't know who was there. You know you were there. Thank you. We distributed 180 meals worth over $13,000. So David Evans is our club member that runs that. Thank you, David. He is down there without his face showing. You can see his screen there. We are continuing the Douglas meal delivery next year as well. So it's by popular demand. And we have a lot of people in the community that do that with us. Unfortunately, our PISD food pantry drive-through that was supposed to come up this weekend was canceled. Minnie's Food Pantry that had originally promised to donate the food, they pulled their donation. And we had David, James Thomas was the point of contact because this was really something we're doing for PISD. He had gone through a lot of different nonprofits to see if we could pull off the food in the last minute. North Texas Food Bank tried, but not a but, they tried. As part of their process, though, they need to have forms filled out for every family ahead of time. And with less than a week, the school district couldn't pull that off because their intent was to market this to the entire 55,000 students in PISD. And with the final week, they've got a lot of things going on, and that wasn't something. But I am appreciative of North Texas Food Bank being willing to step up in the last minute, but we just couldn't get the paperwork inside. So if you know anybody that was intending on doing that, please tell them it's canceled. We are not doing that. Now, one thing we are doing, James, who is part of what PISD calls wraparound services, these are the services that PISD provides to the families of the students, because we have that concept of if a student is not being fed at home, if they have family strife at home, they're not going to do well in school. So PISD calls that wraparound services. At our next meeting in 2 weeks, January 5th, the superintendent of PISD, Sarah Bonsner, she's going to be talking about the school district's wraparound services and how we can help. Now, we're not waiting. James's boss is a assistant superintendent. They're already looking at different areas that our Rotary Club can help the school district. These are areas where they typically get teachers and administrators to help out while they're not teaching. So where we can help the school district, we're going to allow them to do what they do best, is educate our students. And so we're also going to be working with the PISD PTA Council, because we have our club member, Catherine Goodwin, who used to be president of it and very involved in it as well. And so James is already identifying projects that we can start working alongside and helping out the school district starting January. He's still working out the details, but he tells me by January, he'll have them all worked out. So we will, even though we're not doing this on Saturday, we're going to be able to help the school district in an ongoing fashion going forward, which is one of our major areas of focus for our club. So it's great. As we bring in members, they get us involved in areas in the community. And then last but not least, we have a team, I think 1, 2, is Roxana? No. Roxana and Carolyn, they're heading up a team for us to expand providing meals in the Barron Elementary neighborhood. That elementary has over 750 homes in the neighborhood. So we're not necessarily serving the elementary school, but we're serving all the families who kids go to that elementary school. They also go to Bowman Middle School. They go to, I think, is that Vines? It might be Vines High School and then Plano East. And so we're, excuse me?
Williams High School.
Williams. I knew that too, Williams. And so there's what we're going to be doing. I'm not on the team, but a number of people here are on that team. The plan is to do a drive-through every other week, because with so many homes, it's such a broad area, to do delivery like we do in Douglas wouldn't work. Douglas only has a little over 200 homes. So this is really almost 4 times bigger than Douglas. So the idea is in the morning, we do the Douglas drive-through, which we always wanted it to be under 2 hours. I heard it was 31 minutes this Saturday. And so we kind of knocked that out. Then in the afternoon to do the drive-throughs through Barron. And so that's very excited. So if you guys want to be involved in that, contact Roxana. She and Carolyn are leading that up. One of the significance of this neighborhood, from a school perspective, 76% of the students are Hispanic. So we are considering this an Hispanic outreach for us. And that's why having Carolyn and Roxana heading it up makes sense, because they both speak Spanish a lot better than anybody else in the club. And I know our nonstop volunteer, Marco, is going to be really involved in this. For those that know, Marco volunteers with us all the time. He's in another Rotary club, but he always volunteers with us. He doesn't speak English, just Spanish. So when he finds out about this, he's going to be all over it. So I'm excited that we're doing this. talk about our current service projects. I've got a minute left. We're selling pecans. We kind of wrap this up in December and really trying to collect all our money in January, right? Don't we try to, Michelle's shaking her head no, so I think I screwed something up.
No, well, basically people need pecans for all their cooking. So that's kind of why I was advocating more recent years to take it on into January. We might still have people who want pecan pie for New Year's. But yeah, basically January is the wrap up. Hopefully we'll get another push in December.
So keep on selling through January. You guys heard it. You heard it from the master. You know, we got to get these pecans sold. So I will update the website so it says through January. So if you have people that want to cook and make pecans, buy them or get them to buy them. And we've actually made it really easy for individuals and for the members. If they just go to Greek Isles, they can buy them and pay them at Greek Isles. And Fred and Michelle make sure Greek Isles they have pecans on stock. They do all the details. So if anything, just tell your friends, go to Greek Isles and buy some pecans, 14-ounce bags for $10, and it'll get all taken care of. So, and then we have our next formal project is Adopt a Highway Cleanup on January 16th. Glenn has been doing that for 4 years. So sign up. It's on the website. I think last time I saw there were 2 people. We only have 10 slots. So if you haven't done it before, at least do it once. It's easy. The more people we have, we get it done fast. And so there we go. We do a lot. I feel like I'm like an auctioneer. I'm going through everything that we do, but I get a lot of comments when I didn't have this little screen. People are like, well, we don't really know. You say it, can't catch it. Or if we don't cover it, that's the thing. A lot of people like coming to our meetings so they can find out what's going on if they miss the Monday emails from Glenn. So hope that's helpful to everybody. Now, what I want to do is kick off our surprise program. You guys see this? We have 7 college students, 6 of them, well, 5 are members. One has an application to be a member, and the other one wants to be a member, but he's always in Indiana, but he participates in everything we do. So I'm not going to go through the excellent reading off their names because you're going to get that when we do the intro. So what we're doing is, this was put together yesterday because our original schedule today was American Legion dropped out. Then we were going to do planning for Saturday's project. That got canceled. So yeah, I texted all of our great members and everybody agreed. Some people even changed their schedules. So we're going to do a panel of what college is like during COVID. And we have 7 people online. Bianca wanted to be here, but her grandmother had surgery recently and she's taking care of her. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna basically, I'm the moderator, and we're gonna have our 7 amazing young adults kind of talk about their experience. So first, what I'd like to do is ask each one of you to tell us your name, what school you went to, what year you are, your major, and what your career goals are. And so try not to go too long because there's 7 of you and we only have about 25 minutes left. So let's do Carolyn. How about you? Alphabetical, first female.
Hey everyone, my name is Carolyn Diaz. I go to the University of Texas at Austin. I'm a first-year student. I'm a journalism major. And my career goals are to one day be an international correspondent or foreign correspondent.
Thank you. Jenny, how about you?
Hi, my name's Jenny. I go to Seton Hall University. I'm a biochemistry philosophy double major. I'm in a BSMD program where you basically have insurance into a medical school. So I hope to become a cardiothoracic surgeon.
Awesome. So now to go to the gentlemen, ladies first. So now I'm going through the gentlemen by alphabetical order. Brandon, take it away, my friend.
My name is Brandon Chen. I go to the University of Texas at Dallas. I'm a molecular biology major, and I'm also on the pre-med track, and I'm a junior.
Now, what's tricky about that, he's a junior, but what year are you in college?
This is my second year in college.
And how did you achieve that?
I was able to use my AP credits to skip a year.
I think we have some others that have done the same thing. So yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, Mr. Sam DeLott.
Sorry about that. My sister just brought in some wrapping paper. Hey everyone, my name is Sam DeLott. I'm a sophomore at Purdue University studying computer engineering. My goals after school are to get my master's and work as a software engineer in industry.
Awesome. He referenced his sister of our club. Only Fred probably knows this, but she's one of our Rylarians that we selected, but they're doing this virtual Rylarian. So, you know, it's amazing. When we interviewed his sister, we realized how much more impressive she was than her big brother. No,
He's got me beat, I'll tell you that.
I texted Sam. I'm like, man, I see where you get your good traits from. Your little sister.
Alex, I know Fred knows this, but I have an older sister who was a Rylarian as well.
I did not know that.
So
wow.
all three DeLott kids went through the program.
We got a lot of DeLotts. Is that corny?
Love the rhyme. Thank you.
Zane, you're up. Name, school, year, major, and career goal.
Okay. Hello, my name is Zane Carlson. I am a freshman at the University of Texas at Dallas, and I'm majoring in information technologies and systems. So it's like half business and half IT. And for career aspirations, I'm hoping to be kind of like an IT consultant. So combining technical knowledge with sales, marketing, and like business. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, my friend. Taha, you're up.
Hello, my name's Taha. I'm a freshman at UTD, and I'm a neuroscience major, and I'm working towards becoming a physician one day, hopefully.
Cool. Last but not least, and our soon-to-be new club member, Sam Lahani. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. My name is Samuel Lahani, and I'm a freshman at UT Austin, same as Carolyn. I'm currently studying finance. I'm hoping to add economics as a second major, and career aspirations-wise, my goal is to go into management consulting.
Excellent. All right. Well, second, what I'm going to do is kind of ask a question and kind of let you guys, just someone start talking. And if you hear somebody talking, don't stop talking. You can answer it later. So my question is, we just finished this first semester in COVID. Some of you were remote. Some of you were actually on campus. Let's actually, I will pick Taha. What was your most significant experience with your first semester in college?
This was the first semester I actually started doing research outside of just school, and this was probably the thing that like made my semester, just because of the fact that the semester was all online, so there wasn't much to do in terms of classes. And so just participating in this outside activity was probably the best thing that could have happened to me this semester,
Cool.
at least.
So conversely, we have Mr. DeLott that's been on campus the whole time. What was your most significant experience?
Yeah, so all my classes were hybrid, so I could either take them online on campus or in the classroom for a couple days of the week. I was able to sneak into most of my classes anyways because everyone did it online, which ended up being fine for me. It was basically like I was fully in person, which I was okay with. I thought that was good. We took precautions on that end. But I'd say my most significant experience was I was in the marching band again this semester, and we still got to play. We were one of the couple bands in the Big Ten who was still doing our thing. So if you guys have a chance, feel free to hop on YouTube and look up Purdue Bands and Orchestras. And I'm in Platoon C, and I'm a cymbal player there. So that was still a ton of fun being a part of that process and getting to do that at school. Yeah, Sam, you've got the right idea.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, let's go from one Sam to the other. Sam, what was your most significant experience? You were at UT Austin, but you stayed in Plano, correct?
Yeah, yes, sir. I stayed at home. So I think going into a university, my most significant experience was actually pledging the semester. I decided to pledge a business fraternity online, and it was great. I met a lot of people. That was my biggest fear going into university online, that I wouldn't get to meet anybody. So yeah, forming those connections was awesome.
Thank you. Well, let's transition off that club component. And so I'm looking for someone to give me a little smile. There she goes. Jenny, tell us about your most significant experience.
Yeah, sure. So I think it was more holistic for this semester, just looking at it in totality. I think the adjustment to online, because I'm involved in a lot of clubs. So like I started my own medical humanities club at my school, and like that adjustment towards like online, like promoting a club online was very similar to like how Alex had to promote your club, or I guess Plano West Rotary online, right? It's a different kind of struggle. So it was really interesting, and yeah, that was my most significant experience, I guess.
We have to point out that she goes to Seton Hall University, and where is that located, Jenny?
South Orange, New Jersey.
So Jenny is doing New Jersey. She's going way remote. I think, I don't know, between you, well, Sam's not remote, so you definitely got the remote distance record here. So let's go to Brandon. What was your most significant experience?
I guess the most significant experience this semester was, I guess just experiencing the transition to online and like talking to my peers about it as well, because I know like there were a lot of different opinions. Like some of them were kind of excited that they were able to do school from home, while others were really frustrated and felt like they weren't like getting a quality education if it was going to be online. So it was just interesting to hear everyone's opinions.
Definitely. Carolyn had a unique situation with her. She's at UT Austin and drove down there every week. Tell us about your most significant experience, your freshman year.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because I wasn't anticipating it, but I applied to be a photographer for my newspapers, like for my newspaper, my university's newspaper, and I got accepted. Fortunately, it was really exciting. It was really fun. But the thing is, just every week, every Friday, I had to drive down to Austin, and I came back the same day. But it was really rewarding, and I really loved it, and I really enjoyed it. And then just like the process, I've never visited YouTube before. I had to go for the position. So it was really exciting to just be on campus. And I met a lot of people through technology and Zoom. So it was really fun. I really liked it.
Excellent. Taha, did I call on you?
Yes.
Well, you were first. So I've covered all of you guys on that question, right? I'm kind of loose because I'm listening. I'm not like tracking it, everything. Did I miss anybody on that question? Zane, I missed you. My bad. And he's the top of the list because he runs this event. Zane, what was your most significant experience this year?
Probably working with, I'm part of this group called the Coronavirus Visualization Team, and we like evolved to this broader organization. And so now we hosted like virtual hackathons, virtual policy-thons, and we had all these like partnerships, and it was pretty cool. It was just interesting to have like all of these events that are just like being planned completely online. But I think, you know, it was a fun experience. And it was new, kind of like leading without any in-person, you know, activity. So I enjoyed it.
Awesome. All right. You guys, you just finished this COVID first semester. Now we're thinking about next semester. So I would like, if we could go, whatever, I'm not going to be able to keep track of anybody. I'm going to go to the bottom of my screen. Doesn't mean anything. Sam Delot, are you going to go remote or on campus, and why?
Sure. So I will be back on campus on January 7th. I work as an RA, which gets the out-of-state tuition into in-state. So making a lot of money doing that, which is really nice. And I get paid, so that's also another plus. So I'll be back in the dorm. I have about 30 residents that I put on programs for that live, you know, on my floor. And I work with the phenomenal staff there as well. So I will be on campus for 2 weeks for spring training, and then classes start at the end of January.
That's awesome. You're a busy dude, man. Especially trying to, for those that don't know, I'm a Purdue graduate, same degree plan he's working on in. So we're always keeping in touch. Every time he's on the field in the band, I'm looking. and so Sam and I always keep in touch. So it's awesome. So Taha, same question. Are you going to go remote or go on campus, and why?
depending on if the classes allow it, some classes are just not allowing any like in-person classes. But if they do, I will consider it. And the reason why, I guess, is just because it gets kind of boring just staying at home all day. I think it's nice to go meet some people and make new friends.
Definitely. Zane, how about you? I almost forgot about you before. I'm sorry, but not this time.
I'm planning on staying home just because I feel like I can, like, I'm taking 18 hours, so I think I can just take like an extra load when I'm at home. It is kind of boring, but I might as well just kind of get it out of the way. So that's why.
Makes sense. Jenny, how about you? Are you going back to Seton Hall?
No, I hate New Jersey. Definitely not. But I actually found a house with my friends, so I'm moving up there in the summer. And yeah, like I was talking about earlier, just like finding the transition to like remote. I was in a research lab earlier this year, like in March, pre-quarantine. So I've been talking to my lab person, and he's like, yeah, we could just do online research. And I'm like, oh, word. So I'm going to be doing like virtual drug development. So that's going to be fun.
Very cool.
New project.
All right, Brandon, what about you? What are your you going to remote and be on campus, and why?
It'll probably be remote, but that's just because like the classes that I've signed up for, they don't really have in-person options, it seems like. So yeah, I think most of what's going on at UTD is going to be remote for this semester.
UTD is very COVID conscious, which is not a bad thing. All right, let's go to Carolyn. Are you going to be remote, living in Plano and going to Austin weekly, or are you going to be living on campus? Because I know you've changed your mind a lot on whether you're going to do one or the other. So tell us your plans and why.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's been a crazy semester. I'm trying to decide, but I found some friends and we're gonna move to Austin. However, a lot of my classes are remote, so I'll just be remote in Austin. However, I do realize that as a journalist major, I think it would be really, really exciting because like being on campus and um, just finding stories and being kind of there is like really important to me. So yeah.
So being able to take pictures on more than Friday. Sam, yeah, same school, UT Austin. Are you going to be doing it remote from Plano again? Or are you going to go to campus like Carolyn, and tell us why you're making your decisions?
So for now, I'm planning to go on campus. I actually bought all the stuff this weekend, so I'm very excited. So the main reason I decided to go this semester is that last semester UT was kind of scrambling to get a hold of COVID and do all their safety precautions. But from what I'm hearing from students that are actually there, like the COVID testing is going very smoothly. The precautions are being taken seriously. So I feel like it's a good time to transition over from being at home to being on campus and just getting more of that experience.
That's awesome. So we're going to have 2 Plano West Rotary Club members on campus at UT Austin. And you guys need to get involved in a Rotaract club like Sam Delott, because you can be a member of both Rotaract and Rotary. So you guys are going to be, so definitely look for that Rotaract club down there. All right, well, thank you. Those were my panelist questions. Now I wanted to open it up to our club members to see if you guys had any questions for our 7 panelists. Don't be shy, people.
I have a question, but not for the panelists.
We want to keep it for the panelists. Do we have any questions for our 7 panelists?
I do.
Go for it, Catherine.
Put myself back. I didn't think y'all wanted to see me eat a sandwich. I'm really curious, y'all, if your decisions on whether or not to go or stay, what was most important to you? Was it a health concern, a personal concern about how much you wanted to get out of school, or maybe some influence from your family? Because I'm sure your parents have plenty of concerns about you being safe.
I can go first on that question. For me, just kind of like, because I had like my application for a dorm filled out in the summer, and then COVID started getting worse, and we were trying to decide if it was good for me to stay or go to campus or stay here. It was more kind of like I would have loved to go to campus, but I did realize that staying home would mean saving money. And my family made me realize that. And so I decided to stay home for financial, but also like health concerns because I don't want COVID. I still don't.
Yeah, I was kind of in the opposite situation from Carolyn because it was cheaper for me to be on campus because I'd be working at school. So I opted for that option financially, and I was in contact with a lot of my friends. It was nice being a sophomore because I had that year under my belt where I got to meet other students and create some good relationships there. So I talked with them, kind of saw what their plan was. And then I'm also I'm kind of in the high risk population. I have pretty bad asthma. So there's also a health concern of me going as well. So taking extra steps, Purdue adopted what they called the Protect Purdue Pledge early on. So students all had to sign in on that. So I think as a university, they did a really good job, especially at the beginning of the semester, setting the precedent for masks and everything like that. So I felt safe and comfortable in and out of the classroom, which was really good. And that kind of helped my decision on that end.
Thank you. Anybody else want to chip in?
I chose UTD for the sole reason of just financial, just because medicine is a like high tuition for medical school. So just staying home is the best idea. I mean, that's why I chose UTD. So I guess there wasn't much of a choice when it came to the COVID situation either. I guess it's different for people that are going to UT Austin or any other place outside of the local area. But for me, it was pretty obvious what the answer would be.
Jenny. You're muted.
Yeah, what's up?
You want to answer this one?
Wait, it's the same question, right? As to like why we decided to stay remote.
Catherine, what was your nuance to it?
Well, I was really curious. I mean, it's obvious to me that all of our students here today are very academically gifted and very dedicated to what they want to learn in school. So I was very curious about what was the most important factor in terms of deciding. And actually, y'all have made decisions about going forward. So I know it's an age where there's this constant conflict between what you would like as a person, your own person, and your own goals versus what your family's concerns may be about you staying and being safe. And
Sure. I think my answer is twofold. One, I just really do not like my campus whatsoever. So I wanted to stay as far away as I could, across the nation, not near there. But the second reason was because it was just a cheaper option for me, staying home. And like, it's so expensive in the Northeast, like for no reason at all, absolutely no reason, So thankfully I found a house. So once I go back, it'll be a lot nicer because the only reason I want to go back is because research, and I guess because like it'll be outside of campus, so that'll be a lot nicer. So that was my main decision for it. I personally focus better at home, so I definitely and you can see it in my grades. Like I really appreciated being able to study at home this semester.
Thank you. Probably have time for one more question from the audience. Anybody? Thank you, Catherine, for that question.
I'd like to ask any of the panelists, if you had the opportunity to give one piece of advice for our nation, our America, to be the best that it can be 20 years into the future, what would that one piece of advice be? Jennifer.
So I have a slight impulse problem when I want to do something, when I want to say something, I kind of just do it. Like last week when I didn't want to study for my organic chemistry exam, I just chopped off my hair, just went snip, snip, So this relates to what I was going to say though. It's going to be like, you should just go for what you believe in, go for what you want, what you advocate for. Like you have a voice, even though you're like one little small grain of rice in like a whole rice bag. I don't know why I used that analogy. That was really bad, but It's just like you still have a voice, your voice matters. And I think advocacy is like the biggest thing that matters in our nation right now, especially in the past year. Like I just walked past in New York some anti-mask rally. Like that's really shocking to me that things like that can still exist. And just like as our new generation, since we're more conscious of things like public safety and health, I think that's a really important thing to like remember.
Thank you.
I think one thing or one piece of advice I have for the nation is I think we all need to be together. And I say that because with COVID, there's some people who are on this side or that side, but for us to really resolve something or a problem, we have to be together in something, especially when it comes to like wearing masks and protecting all of us. We have to really be together instead of apart.
Damian, did you have your hand up or was that a virtual, you agree?
Oh, that was a clap.
Oh,
I can say something though. If
go for it, please.
I think just something I've been thinking about and reading a little bit about more recently is just how much we care in this kind of 21st century atmosphere, especially since we're bombarded with so many different pieces of information every day. Our attentions are being drawn to 20 or 30 different things that are all saying, hey, care about me, I'm important. So I think moving forward, it's really important for us to pick those 2 or 3 things that we're very passionate about and we feel deserve our care and focus all of our attention into solving those issues instead of going, a little bit over here, a little bit over there, and then just kind of dispersing all that energy where it's really not going to make that big of an impact.
Good advice. Sam DeLott, I was thinking of you because you spend your days basically guiding other college students. So you kind of have an interesting perspective, but then answering LaShawn's question on what advice do you have for us?
Yeah, and I was thinking about that, and I agree with what both Jenny, Sam, and Caroline have been saying. I think those are good points, and I think off of those, my kind of comment would be people should learn to not be afraid to ask questions. Especially with movements going on now, and kind of what Sam had mentioned about the 30 different things drawing our attention. Picking those 2 or 3 or having conversations at least about most of those is a great way to learn. And I mean, so don't be afraid to ask questions and be willing to learn, I think are my 2 kind of biggest things. And some of the roles I've had, I've been put in situations where I'm not comfortable. But I kind of dive headfirst into those conversations, and asking the difficult questions is a great way for me to learn and get exposure. And I think that creates a better bond for the people, especially our generation, where we're more willing to have those conversations and talk. I'm not saying you guys aren't. Definitely feel free to, and I'm always available to chat. But I think that's kind of my biggest comment moving forward.
Excellent. Thank you, all of you. Thank you for our panelists for making time. I know some of you move things around to make this, and I really appreciate it. And I hope our other members appreciate this as much as I did, just hearing from you. As we do for our meetings, we make a donation in your name to the Rotary Foundation Polio Plus. So as you see, I have presented to Carolyn, Jenny, Brandon, Sam, Zane. Oh, I'm so sorry. Taha, I have a K there. I'm sorry. I don't know. Taha, that should be T-A-H-A.
It's all good.
I got the last name right and I screwed up the easy part. And then I have Sam. And so in appreciation for your time and program, Plano West Rotary will donate $10 in your name to Rotary's Polio Plus Fund, together with the 2-to-1 matching grants fund from the Bill and Melinda Gates. That $10 will turn into a $30 of total commitment to Polio Plus, which will provide the vaccine for about 50 children. So I want to thank you guys for speaking to our club, and I want to give you a hand, not only because, like I said, 5 of you are currently Rotarians, 1 will soon be a Rotarian, and then Sam is like an honorary, but he's always not, but when, put it this way, Sam contacts me when he comes in town as well as we communicate. So, he's like, hey, Alex, I'm in town. And we're always checking up, even while he's at Purdue. And as you guys remember, in the summer, he was at our meetings, he was at our service projects. And so he may not be in our club, but I remember Zane thought he was in it. I was like, is it Sam in our club? I'm like, no, way back then. And so I want to commend, we have Sam, Zane, Jenny, and Sam Yam are all Rylarians. So they went through that experience. Who Fred Beamerdorfer will definitely appreciate that. And we have, and what I really think is special is we've got Taha, Brandon, and Carolyn. They were not Rylarians, but they joined Rotary because they know other young adults that are involved and they wanted to volunteer. And so that, not that I'm putting down the Rylarians, because they had, they were given special drugs to love Rotary till the day they die. But the ones that didn't have that Riley experience, I just think that's amazing. And especially because Carolyn, Brandon, you weren't even involved in Interact. Taha was, but you guys weren't. So it just, once again, I think Carolyn, you found out about us just recently. Same with Brandon through Jenny. So I think that's awesome. So we have 7 young adults in our club, college students. That's fantastic. We hope to get more. And you guys bring a lot of experience, knowledge, perspective, energy that we need, because we a bunch of old people. I'll speak for myself. I'm 54, so it's old enough. So thank you very much for being here, you guys. I appreciate it. I was going to make James Thomas being the moderator, but he was not answering my calls because he knew he owed me. so you lucked out. I did it for you, my friend. All right. Well, to close up our meeting, I'm a little late. No meetings the next 2 weeks. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. January 5th, PISD Superintendent Sarah Bonsner, she will be presenting to us. So
It's canceled for this Saturday?
yes, that was canceled for this Saturday. We announced that earlier in the meeting. Unfortunately. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Steve?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
No problem. But I'm glad you asked because we didn't want you to show up. I did ask somebody to have people at those 3 sites to let people know. I won't throw them under the bus or point them out, James Thomas, but yeah, we want to make sure. We had 120 people signed up for Saturday and not everybody will read their emails. So we need to have people there. So when they show up and say, sorry, go home. All right, well, what I want to do is ask our amazing member, Jim Frankenfield, not to be confused with James, but Jim Frankenfield. He's going to lead us, close out our meeting with the 4-way test. Take it away, James. Jim.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you very much. See you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care.